Mikey Gills, how did our DraftKings do?
All right, so before I get into the DraftKings, I just want to say, this is only to make myself shine a little bit better, is everybody kind of had a little bit of an off night with all of the major upsets and things like that. Getting back to us, though, 3 of 6 for 371 points. I blame myself, and we will get to why at the end of it. But I don't know who else I would blame. I came up with every pick. That made no sense. Anyway, just trying to make myself look better. Starting off with our top scorer, Alan Joban, 122 points. The padded record theory is flawless. Like Jared Gooden, I told you, completely padded record, wasn't going to be able to win this fight. And he did look a little better than I thought, but Joban landed early and often. This is one of the other fights I was talking about where if you were listening to the commentary, you would have thought that Gooden was the best fighter who's ever lived and landed 1,000 shots and was killing Joban. But Joban clearly won that fight all day, 122 points. Next up, Tim Means. As soon as I saw that the rumors about Mike Perry's weight were true, I put the hammer down on Tim Means on every single bet across the board. Mike Perry's shady to begin with, and then when you're telling me a guy like Tim Means is going to fight a guy who clearly doesn't care all day long, Tim Means 99 points. Next up, Davison Figueiredo. I love that he finished that fight early because I had a lot of drinks. It was really late, and I just needed to go to bed. I was a little sad with everything else that was going on with some of the bets that didn't come through. So thank you, Davison Figueiredo, 99 points. Next up, Danny Rodriguez. We just got done talking about it. Completely timid decision. Bob, I know you think you won. I absolutely don't think he did. I think he looked timid. He was taking leg kicks the whole fight. He was afraid to move forward. His corner was constantly calling for forward pressure. He didn't do any of that. He just stayed on the outside and 8 kicks and a couple of punches, just offered nothing, in my opinion. 41.5 points. You really wanted something better for that. I think he was 9,100. Next up, Brandon Royval. And thank God for that injury, because I talked Brandon Royval up as much as Bob did, and now we don't have to explain why he looked bad because we can talk about something else. Plus, the added good news for me is that because of that shoulder injury, I could just sit there and make Lethal Weapon jokes on Twitter for an hour straight. It was fantastic. Riggs, I love you. Next up, Ariana Lipski, 7.5 points. And somebody out there, I don't care who you are, show me where on your bingo card it said Anthony Shevchenko was going to win a dominant grappling match. You didn't see that coming. No one saw that coming.
I certainly knew that Shevchenko was better than Lipski, because I told you the best thing about Lipski was her butt, and it was ass up when she was getting beat up. I don't know.
You're not entirely incorrect, and I'm going to side with you on that one. But she did look good on the feet. She was landing hard, and like
I'll give her. I'll give it to her. She was landing hard, but landing hard, and then in mixed martial arts, she got beat.
I'm just going to pause for a second to say that you're going to give it to her and she's landing hard. I'm just throwing that out there. Those are words that were said. I'm just leaving it out there.
Happens.
I stand by what I say.
But anyway, 7.5 points for Lipski. Unreal. Didn't see that coming. I thought for sure she was going to be the one that was going to be the advantage on the ground. Not at all what happened. But I do want to talk about a couple of other things real quick. I specifically said in the Saturday DraftKings rundown on Twitter that we talk about on the show that the reason that I got away from Koski is just a guy at $9,300 with at that level of pricing. You can't trust a guy who's never proven it to you that he can go that kind of distance. Always try to stay away from somebody like that. So that was actually a good stay away, even though he did have a good floor of about 66 points. The other one that I want to talk about was Buckley, a guy that the padded record theory, we're going to get to that real quick, is flawless. There were 4 guys that I talked about on this card that had padded records that you could not trust at all. 3 of them won, and the 4th guy was the 4th one who had the padded record who lost to another padded record guy. So we're just throwing that out there. It's flawless. And other than that, we already brought up the Ugly Duckling Award. That was my last thing. But our DraftKings, 3 of 6, 371 points. This actually wasn't terrible. We did make money with this in certain double up tournaments and things like that. It wasn't a very high scoring event. A lot of people cashed on guys that missed. So again, we're always striving to do better. If you would have just played Buckley instead of Danny Rodriguez on some of those cards, you for sure made a lot of money.